All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. Today, we'll take a look at the changes and improvements that we added in our latest release, the 20.1. I'm Gianluca. I work here in the product team, and I'll go through with you all these changes. So let's jump straight ahead into the topics and check out what are the changes. By the way, what you're looking at over the screen, you can find over our blog over newired.com. So if you're interested to check it out, please go ahead and do so at this link that you see here. So first, the first element that we're going to look at is our new restyled way of editing our bubbles. So we are aware with our experience that we want to have usually have a very streamlined way for content creators to create effortlessly these kind of guides. And now we are enabling to do even more so with this in-place editing. So without having to go and open the big editor on which you have the content and you have all the different properties you can attribute to each single step, we offer a much more simplified version from which you can also, of course, then have a bit more advanced editing features. And let's go take a look at it right now. What we'll do now is let's simulate a very simple creation of a journey. We'll create a login journey by only using this kind of feature, the in-place editing. So I'll create my journey, and as you can see, as soon as I start creating the steps, I don't have the big editor. Instead, I simply have the direct bubble of what will be there, and I'm able to start typing directly here. So I can say type your username here. I can also decide to change directly from here. You see, as soon as I highlight, as I go over my step, I have this option, and I can change directly from here my transition. So let's say that I want to have, in this case, I want to have it multiple so that it appears with my following step, because I want to have two steps appearing at the same time. But of course, the placement is not correct here, and I want to move it. I don't need to open the big editor. I can simply drag my step in the position that I want. I will see my preview of bubbles, of the position of the rendered bubble, so that I know on where it will go. So I simply drag it there, and I like it as it is. And I would like to. So this is good for me, and I want to already create a new one. So I confirm this step, and I simply go ahead and create a new one. And I go ahead and continue creating the following steps without having these too much complex, without adding this complexity at the beginning, because what it's good to focus on at first is the actual process. And it makes sense to draft down all the necessary steps before having the actual full content of each step. So I'll do like this, and now I can put edit input, because I want it to go next as soon as I'm typing the password. I confirm this one too, and let's just close it for like a very simple 3 steps. Click here is fine, and it's already on click, so that's okay for me, and I can confirm. If I confirm, I will simply end it. Notice now, so we have our journey, okay, and Notice now that as soon as I'm playing it, of course, they are appearing as usual, and I'm already into the process, so I can go ahead and simulate it. And you see it goes next, so it is actually reading the process and following my behavior. But while I'm playing it, I can actually edit it. And so I can already just quickly fix while playing my journey as I'm going through the process. Of course, the rest of the previous features are still there, and we can simply access them by clicking this button here, which will open the classic content editor with all our features that we have over here. The same concept is applied both for steps and for models. So let's just create a quick model, and I'll show you how it looks like. So I'll create a model here, and the difference between a step and a model is that you will also be able to type some content here directly. So content description, well done. Yeah, you've completed. You've logged in. Okay. And as you can see, so it's much quicker, much improved way of editing and creating the steps. Okay, so this is our first main feature that we focused on. This, of course, will fasten up the creation process and make it much more efficient for content creators. Our next feature that I will show you is the import and export capabilities. So let's give it a bit of context. Let's say you have our try server, and you've tested already created some journeys that are on our environment, and now you decide to have your own application or your own portal. And you want to, of course, bring the content you already made and put it back to your own portal. You're able to do so. You'll simply go over the portal, and let's dive straight in these two. There it is. So I will have to go to my related portal, of course, into my journeys or tips section. And as you can see here, I can simply select my journeys or select my tips if I'm exporting tips, and simply click on export. This will check my system, check also if there is any specific journey that's correlated with other journeys. So you know, journey links enables you to click and go to through multiple journeys. Of course, if you're exporting just a section, just some of these journeys, there might be the case where you don't have you won't have these kind of connections to the journeys anymore, simply because some of the journeys required for these journey links to work, you're not exporting them. So if you export all of them, you usually shouldn't have this problem. But the system will notice you that this might occur if there is any issue. So you simply have this, so you know the status of this kind of export. You finish the export, and you simply have this this file here, with which you can simply go ahead and click import, bring your file back to into your portal. So from here, you'll simply open your content and upload it, and job's done. So it's a very simple way of moving your content from one portal to another. Okay. The other topic, the other addition that we worked on, it's really coming from our customers and from what the behavior around the product is, because we heard a lot of customers mentioning this feature that was about, hey, I have my edit input transition, but I don't really like it, is because the edit input transition essentially enables you to uh, start typing, and will say, so as soon as I start typing, I will have my journey to go to the next step. And it wasn't really like we had a lot of feedback about having this to be maybe too quick. So I want to have a bit of delay into the transition so that I can start typing. I can start having my content just written down before actually going to the next step. And we deployed this actual feature that does essentially that. So you will simply have some delay time over the steps, and actually we have this kind of delay time that you can find here for each kind of transition. Now for edit input, it will be set to default over 2 seconds. So I will start typing, it will wait 2 seconds, and then it will go to the next step. But I can use it for any other transitions that I want to have. Usually the others are set to 0 seconds, but if there's a need, maybe just timing, yes, is the 5 seconds here. But if there's the eventuality of having the delay time because of your customer or specific need over one specific step, you're able to do so by simply adding some seconds here. And you see, as it says also the bubble, the delay next transition by 5 seconds in this case. Okay, so let's go next. There also have been an autoplay improvement. Why is this? So we do have two different types of autoplay, and one of them will only allow the journey to appear for one single time for every new user. So that is quite nice to use the first time it is logged in. But the problem with that is that you may want to have the journey autoplay a bit longer. So on one side we have this issue, and on the other side we have we provide the autoplay solution. So the autoplay solution says that always you can autoplay on journey, but right now we made it a bit more flexible because we understand that having it to autoplay every single time might be annoying for the end user. Therefore, once you set the autoplay to always, and you publish it live for your end users, if they dismiss it more than once, this bubble will appear, so they can simply on demand disable the stop autoplay so that they're not bombarded with the same journey over and over again because they don't want it, or if they want it, of course, they will not have to disable this. But it's a bit also more flexible for the point of view of the end user. Another notable improvement is that we are now actually dynamically reading the language of the browser you're on. So the end user, once it goes over your target application on which the guidance of Newired is deployed, is installed, it will go to read the browser language. And if there is a multi-language, so if you have additional languages and that specific browser language is recognized, it will automatically propose to the end user the help language in his default language. Before this, you had to set it manually. So this is also something that goes a bit more like dynamically helps the end user. It doesn't really need to have the to set his own language. Of course, he will be able to still go back there and select it to so if it goes to, like, you have the help language in Italian, but you still want the English guidance, you're able to do so. Still, you open the launcher and you select the default language. But this is a bit more advanced feature that tries to read and guide even more the behavior of the end users. Another very interesting addition is that we are finally developing some plugins based on our customers' needs. One of these examples are the currency converter or the calculator. So these are like very simple plugins. So outside additions to the product that will simply give you some added value to the guidance. So in the case of the currency conversion, I have some value that I have in euros, but I have to put it over my system in US dollars. I can do that directly contextually with this. Why is this very interesting? I'm not do not focus only on these kind of on these two that I'm using as example as plugins, because you can actually have a way to deploy even more, or actually any kind of plugin that you need. So for example, we are also developing the Calendly integration so that you have directly for the end user, you can schedule and book sessions with you, or you have an like an external media manager integration, so that you want to upload everything over your favorite media manager, and you can do that. So with this, we are simply introducing a new way. If our customers are interested, please do contact us. So we can talk also about having to develop some additional new plugins based on the specific needs. So do not hesitate to contact us so that we can check what your needs are, and we can discuss on how to have them integrated to our system. This said, yeah, another notable mention to do is that we have made the text default size bigger, so slightly bigger because of some customer feedback that so in this way the size of text is actually a bit nicer and goes well with the rest of the product. It's in a bit more natural way. Okay, so this is pretty much it for the 20.1. Of course, we are working ever more on additional features, and on every release we'll have multiple new stuff to propose and show to you. Is there any questions you want to ask? I'll wait for a bit for if any questions, please do ask them. I'm more than happy to answer. Okay, so I do have one question. It says, how can I adjust the rich text in the bubble? So you are able to adjust the size of your text by simply having it would depend. If you have in mind some default size, such as the one I'm describing, you're able to do so and change it based on your needs from our themes. Our themes are actually something that you can develop and deploy yourself, fully customized, so that it follows your needs. So you want to have the bigger size for any kind of bubble, you can do that from themes. If not, if you want to specifically change some text over only just one step or model, you're able to do it from here. So you will select some text and have it, the size change over here. Yeah, this is pretty much it. I do have a new question. Yeah, is the new Microsoft Edge browser based on Chromium supported? Yes, we are currently supporting also the new browser extension for the new Edge browser. Or yes, we do have one order. Okay. What if I want the journey to be played again when I stopped autoplay? So in order for the end users to be able to start again the autoplay, you will simply have to refresh the cache, to clear your cache of the system. This is simply because we recognize the elements. It will of course remember your behavior. So if the end user wants to make it autoplay again, it has to do so, or else you would still be able to go ahead and launch his journey from the launcher of Newired. For the broken links, if there is a way to see which ones, it actually says here. So let's try it again. I will export it. It will give me just a generic number of it. Of course, we suppose that that you know where the journey links are placed, but it's usually very easy to check it again. It's a good
I think
practice.
You can click on the number, correct? If you click on this number, I think it gives you the list.
Yeah, okay, that's my bad. Yeah, you do actually have the missing journey link here. Yeah, in this case, over the CRM overview to Newired surveys, because of course in my step in my exporting there is not my Newired survey journeys. So you understand it from here, so you pinpoint where the issues are. Can we export import from Try Newired portal? Absolutely, yes, you can. So of course, as I said before, if you're able to do, if you are testing the product and you already made some content which you want to bring with you, once you have your own portal or you have your definitive solution, you're able to do so. Okay, another question is, I like the Upload Care plugin. How can I get it? Is this available out of the box? So we are currently not packaging the plugins with the product. If you're interested of having them, please write to us at support.newired.com or any type of contact from us, and we'll provide them for you as a package. But it will not be together with the release. I have another question. Is the translation of journey still an external process? Yes, the translation still as the previous way of downloading the content and have them translated separately, just as usual. There hasn't been any addition to that. Okay, I don't see any other questions coming, so I'd say we can conclude the session here for today. Thank you very much for attending the webinar. I hope you liked it. Still, if some other questions come in mind later on, feel free to contact us. We'll be more than happy to answer them. This said, I wish you a pleasant pleasant evening or morning, and thank you.